MyOutdoorTV is your home for every Major League Fishing 2024 event.
Yes, sir.
Including the General Tire Team Series.
I put the team on my back, baby.
Watch free on MyOutdoorTV with promo code MLF30.
The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
You've got 24 guys here that they don't play around.
These guys are fishing at the top of their game right now.
It's a race against the clock, the fish and the other anglers, to try to catch as many bass as you can.
They're making all the right decisions, and that's what you're up against in these cups.
And very rarely in Major League Fishing does the pressure come off.
Come on up in here. Oh crap, stay on.
God, that was a giant one.
Texas gold right there, guys.
That's fun.
General Tire's Major League Fishing. It's the Builder's First Source Patriot Cup from Dallas, Texas. Presented by Guaranteed Rate.
Oh, that sound of the mercury in the morning. That just gets me excited right there. I ain't never been on this lake. I don't know if it's big and wide.
My experience on this lake is zip.
I don't even know what the watercolor is. I don't know nothing.
That's it. That's all I know. Nothing.
Rock's going to be a big key. So we're going to start it out on the dam. I know a lot of tournaments get one there.
You know, it's been years since I've been here, literally 10 years, so I'd like to see if there's any docks, some, rock changes and things like that.
We're not going to know what it takes until we start listening to Score Tracker and kind of getting a vibe there.
Welcome to General Tire's Major League Fishing. Today, 24 anglers have converged in Dallas, Texas to compete for the title of Patriot Cup champion. 8 will face off today in Elimination Round 2, but only 6 will move on to the sudden death rounds, putting them one step closer to the Patriot Cup championship. Let's meet today's group of anglers. He's your 2022 Heritage Cup champion, Andy Montgomery. He finished second place in the 2022 Challenge Cup, Alton Jones Jr. Experienced swim bait angler, Fred Rambanis. Louisiana native, Gerald Sporer. Texas native and 2020 Challenge Cup champion, Jeff Sprague. Consistent performer on the FLW Tour, Wesley Strader. From Alexander, Arkansas, Scott Suggs. And the winner of the 2019 FLW Cup, Brian Thrift. With the anglers not knowing where they would be fishing, they must prepare for any scenario. Brian Thrift shows us how he prepared for the unknown in today's General Tire Anywhere is Possible.
Well, we're here in Dallas, Texas for the Patriot Cup. And I'm gonna go through some of my favorite fall techniques for fishing, anytime from mid-September through the winter time. The first bait that fits the bill for that type of pattern for me is my Signature Series square bill crankbait. This bait perfectly mimics those shad that are up shallow, fleeing those bass. It floats really high, it thumps really wide, it casts great, so I can work it through wood, through rocks, I can pitch it around dock posts, and just cover that entire water column from 1 to 5 feet where those bass are feeding this time of year. My second technique also is centered around that shallow water shad pattern. This is my new Signature Series bladed jig. As you can see, it's got a 70% larger blade. It thumps really hard, it's very erratic, it darts and dives and hunts, and just mimics those fleeing bait fish perfectly. These are my 2 favorite baits to throw this time of year. I can't wait to get on the water and try them this week. And as always, with General Tire and Major League Fishing, anywhere is possible.
With no practice and no information, the anglers only have 30 minutes to run the lake and try to formulate a game plan. With more on the options they have available to them, let's get out to Marty Stone for today's Lake Breakdown.
Chad, this morning these anglers have got a Chamber of Commerce day to fish in. But this is going to be a big zone. Louisville Lake is a sneaky big lake outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, covering almost 30,000 surface acres. Today's zone starts at the East Swisher Road Bridge, and it goes all the way south and all the creek arms that are connected. It's over 17,000 surface acres, 83 miles of shoreline, and from the takeoff point, it's 18 miles to the longest run. To say it's a big zone is an understatement. In elimination round number 1, we saw 2 very distinct but different patterns. The first one was Stephen Browning concentrating the creek arms, looking at the standing timber and the buckbrush that's throughout this lake. The second pattern was unique and different, and that was Brent Ayler. He was concentrating on the rocky corners, mostly in the creek arms as well, using a square bill crankbait and a vibrating jig. But there's a lot of other cover for these anglers to choose from, starting with marinas. There's a lot of riprap on this lake, especially around the dam area. We've got boat docks. There's a lot of boat ramps these anglers can choose from. Most of them are from state parks that's scattered throughout this particular zone. And rocks will play. No matter the time of the year and day, on this particular lake, rocks will factor in. Big zone, a lot of water to cover. It's gonna be interesting to see if those 2 patterns hold up, or if anglers like Andy Montgomery or Brian Thrift, who are marina and boat dock specialists, can show us there's a new way to catch fish. Beautiful day, water temps is in the mid to upper 60s, and these fish should be chomping. Look for some really good weights.
Ain't nobody going that way.
There's 3 creeks back here that I can see on the Lorans. I want to check out them 3 creeks.
When the water's full, there's a ton of bushes in the water. It's gonna be good, bad, indifferent.
Louisville is a tough lake, but there are times when it really, really shines. It's got some big fish in it. I know in the past couple years, it's kicked out a few share lunkers, 13-pound class bass.
Definitely found the birds. They're all piled on Noah's Ark.
The last time I was on this lake, the water was about up to where you see the rock. It was about 6-7 foot higher, I believe, if I remember right. At least 3 or 4 foot higher for sure.
I'm gonna stay in this area right here, I think, because this is a big body of water and the wind's coming straight down it. So I'm gonna try to probably stay close in this one arm here. There's tons of fish marking on side scan out here. I don't know what's in this lake. I don't know if those are stripers, if they're whites. I don't have a clue what they are, but there's a lot of fish on this bar out here.
This place ain't developed like that, I hope. I mean, we're right in the middle of Dallas, and you'd think it'd be houses everywhere. No such luck.
I really like that back there. I had a lot of options. I had a marina. I've got some outside stuff on the outside main lake. I can get into a good pocket with protection. I can get in there quickly and see where the fish maybe, already transitioning to. They're getting ready, to get back in these creeks.
I'd really like to find a hard spot out here, and I've not really seen a true hard spot. That's what worries me, if they're truly bass or if they're just a bunch of whites or something on top of this bar.
That would be tremendous, because that's when the bigger fish are easier to catch. It's not as big a bait deal. When I say that, how they key on that small bait in the early fall, it makes them really difficult to catch because they get on those giant balls of bait and they're not set up on anything. They're out roaming with the fish.
Seems to me like cups are typically done well when guy goes to the most obvious stuff. Riprap, bridges, whatever.
This time of the year, though, rock is really key a lot of times. So I'm not saying that we won't come towards some wood just to check it, but usually it's a rock deal.
We're gonna have shade on this dam for just a short while, so we're gonna try to make the best of it. Might or might not catch anything, but it's a great place to catch one and a great place to catch a big one.
Got to find out of what they own, If they own riprap, I can run this kind of stuff all over the lake.
Here's the winning spot right here. This is the winning spot right here. Yes.
I'm gonna start right here on the outside edge of this marina pocket. One, the lake's a little bit low, so it pulls fish out. We got riprap here, we got marina docks, we've got some wood, I've got some clay. I've got a little bit of everything to fish.
No matter the time of year, For some reason, this dam always seems to produce. Now, it's a big area, and there might only be a 50-yard stretch that has them, but it's a great place to start. And it's Texas, there's big fish swimming around everywhere, so you never know.
Right in this general little area, and honestly, I don't have to go very far to be able to hit it. So that's a huge deal, because you don't have to run around to find different structures to fish, different target ranges, depths, and things like that. So that's one of the main reasons that I really like to, I want to start right here, right now.
You'll find expert bass fishing know-how from Mercury MLF Pro Team anglers at MajorLakeFishing.com/Mercury Pro Tactics.
General Tire's Major League Fishing is brought to you by Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive. General Tire delivers. Berkeley, your fish, our science. Wiley X Eyewear, go confidently. And by Kubota, together we do more.
We finally found something that says, fish here, fish here.
Smell that. It smells like money.
It's Elimination Round 2 of General Tire's Major League Fishing. Today's second group of 8 anglers are ready for fierce competition on Louisville Lake for the Builder's First Source Patriot Cup, presented by Guaranteed Rate from Dallas, Texas. Today's elimination round will consist of 3 periods. Only the top 6 competitors will advance to sudden death and move one step closer to the championship round. Major League Fishing's Elimination Round 2 begins now.
3, 2, 1, lines in.
Lines in.
Beginning of period 1.
I've been here like 72,000 times. Oh wait, no, I've never been here. Well, I didn't get one on first cast. Awesome.
I'm gonna guess people are gonna start catching a couple fish pretty quick.
That's why right there, guys. That's why you, oh.
Jeff, that will be a fish landing violation, 2-minute penalty.
First cast of the cup, hey, fish landing violation, but that's part of it.
2 pounds, 0 ounces.
2 pounds, 0 ounces, first cast. Let's get that penalty started so we can get back to it.
Jeff Spray's caught his first fish, a 2 pound, 0 ounce. First fish of the day.
Wow, that was fast.
Imagine that, Texas boys.
It's just a really good, ambush point for bait. Come in and out, a little bit of deep water meets up. It's Maney, which is a huge deal. When I say Maney, more Main Lake, so it tells me, obviously there's some fish on the main drag with the first cast.
I just didn't see nothing in the ride through that tickled my whistle. I still ain't seen nothing that tickled my whistle. I need my whistle to get tickled.
You can't get too excited about it. You can't get too worked up because it was the first cast, but hey, that's the way you want to start a cup right there.
There's a start. Skinny old Texas bass, big head. Man, that fish just kissed it. That's got the head of a 5-pounder, but that fish is only gonna weigh maybe 3.
3 pounds, 2 ounces.
3-2, yeah.
Got a score tracker update for you. Alton Jones Jr. has caught a 3 pound, 2 ounce bass.
It's hard because I want to pick this apart, but I just don't know until I catch a fish if it's the right deal,
Alton Jones probably chased that 3-pounder down with his chased down the trolling motor for 2 miles to try to catch it on his active target.
Yeah, I don't really know much about this lake at all other than we did good in the spring. One time. It's here one time ever.
It might be a pound.
1 pound, 0 ounces.
Little bitty fella. Buddy ate the thunder cricket. We're gonna put him on the board.
Score tracker update. Jeff Spray caught his second fish, a 1 pound, 0 ounce. He now has 3 pounds, 0 ounces. He still remains in second place.
Okay.
Just 3 fish caught.
I just figured he was gonna catch him regardless, so that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, found the winning hole. Pipe. We got ourselves a pipe. Not the forward win right there.
There he is. Come on up in here. That's what we need, one bite. One bite on the thunder cricket to give you confidence.
1 pound, 7 ounces.
Man, he not big, but he big for Andy's confidence.
Score tracker update for you. Andy Montgomery has caught a 1 pound, 7 ounce bass. We have 3 anglers on the board.
Doesn't sound like it's on fire for anybody.
We're basically just fishing a marina. Oh, it's a confidence thing for me. They get in them in the fall too, but this lake just ain't got a lot of shoreline features. It's really flat, and this is the only thing that stuck out.
There's a good one. Better fish. You can tell by the way he ate it.
2 pounds, 4 ounces.
2.5 almost. Look at that little fat fall bass right there in Texas. Woo! It feels good to be back in the South.
Jeff Sprague is off to the races, but he may have to keep an eye on today's conditions if he hopes to keep up. For more on that, let's go out to Marty Stone for today's Wiley X Eyewear. More than meets the eye.
In the fall of the year, there's 3 W's that anglers have got to pay attention to, and that's wind, weather, and water clarity. And they're going to affect how these fish position. Anytime you're dealing with water temps like we've got here in Louisville Lake, that's anywhere from the low to mid-60s, wind's your friend. Don't hesitate to chase it. These fish will be in it and they'll use it and be a lot more aggressive. And then the weather. If you're dealing with a bright bluebird sunny day like we've got today, you know these fish are going to be fairly tight to the cover, but they're willing to come out and chase a reaction bait. They could be tight under the poles and around the marinas, possibly in the standing timber sitting right next to that. And then lastly, water clarity. That's going to determine the depth in which these anglers need to attack a lake. These Central Texas lakes have all got green and good fertile watercolors. Visibility 18 inches and less. That tells you pretty close, plus or minus a foot, the depth in which these fish will be located. But those are the most important factors in to determine how you're going to tackle a lake on any given day in the fall.
I knew I barely had him, but I got him. Get out of there, Thunder. You've done your job.
1 pound, 1 ounce.
Shoot, I thought he was bigger than that. We'll take him.
I don't think he's gonna go a pound, but we'll see. We'll be really close. I don't think he's gonna go a pound. 14 ounces non-scoreable. At least that one's chunky.
I got the confidence. That's what you need in fishing.
Ooh, I need a 7-footer so I can skip in these holes. I got a 7.6 and it's not easy to do.
There he is. He's gonna be close.
1 pound, 0 ounces.
Come on with it. Whoa! Somebody put some slick mist on that. About went ahead first.
Score tracker update. Andy Montgomery's caught his 3rd fish, a 1 pound, 0 ounce. Puts him in 2nd place with 3 pounds, 8 ounces.
Tough call is gonna be my next one. Pretty easy decision to come at least check the dam. But do I go to marinas or do I go to the actual bank next?
Got him. Let me get that corner of that boat, buddy. Don't want to scratch my bass cat.
1 pound, 7 ounces.
All right. Making those desperation casts. I don't think that we're going to be able to get underneath that walkway right there. She's a little bit skinny for us, guys.
Andy, score tracker update at 8:29 in the first period. Jeff Sprague's caught another fish. He now leads with 6 pounds, 11 ounces.
There's some for sure fish in here. We just got to catch them.
That's why you throw a good line. The Strike King Contra, brand new fluorocarbon line, 20-pound test. I know it was only 1 pound and 7, but we wrangled him right out of the bushes, up and over the railing, in the boat, and you don't question it. It's never a thought in your mind because you know you got good line.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing.
Come on up in here. That's what we need. One bite.
Oh, got him.
There's a start. Skinny old Texas bass, big head.
It's still early in today's elimination round, and 3 anglers have located quality Louisville Lake bass. Alton Jones Jr. has weighed in a 3-pound chunk, but Jeff Sprague is racing ahead with his 4 bass. Sprague will need to pile on the weight while he can, because these 5 pros at the bottom won't stay at 0 for long.
I can't believe I haven't even got like really no life. Usually doing this kind of stuff, you're gonna, even if you're not catching bass, you're catching whites and hybrids and drum and whatever else. There's no life up shallow right now.
Used to, you had to fill around to see if they brush in there. Now I just scan that active target over and see if there's a brush pile in there or not. There's a bunch of crappie in that slip. Seen them rods, made me think about it, and I looked over. I don't see any brush, but there's a bunch of crappie, so there's probably some old brush tight to the bottom.
Not a bass. There's that, one of those hybrids I was telling you about.
Dadgummit. He had me handicapped in a bad angle. He had the advantage and he won.
Oh, there we go.
£1 7 ounces.
Pa-pow! Clue!
Wesley Strader's got his first fish. £1 7 ounces.
God, suck. Rock's a key. It's just a key piece of cover, it looks like to me. Plus, it's cooling down, and those rocks are gonna hold heat more than, say, that mud is.
I saw a bay right over here. It's got 3 or 4 big covered docks. One of the few places on the lake I've seen like this in this area. And so I'm gonna run over here real quick and throw on them.
I got a bass.
£1 3 ounces.
Heck yeah, we're on the board, baby.
Jeff, I'll give you a score tracker update. Brian Thrift has now made his way onto the score tracker. He just landed a £1 3 ounce bass.
Slow down, Thrifty. Slow down.
I tricked him swimming a jig. I've been throwing a bladed jig and a jig on the bottom, flipping. Picked up a swim jig and caught one pretty quickly. Like, I've been throwing it but about 10 minutes. So maybe we can go this route.
It was that rope, but it fooled me. I wasn't sure, but I had to set the hook, you know. Want to fish. False alarm.
Try something else. Fished that whole dang marina. I had 1 swirl on it, and that was it.
Oh, yeah. It's a big one. Come on, baby. Oh, he's good now. Coming in. Finally got one. On the old crankbait.
2 pounds, 8 ounces.
2.8. Whew, worked very hard for that fish. Oh man, no wonder he felt like such a bigger fish because he was kind of hooked on the noggin.
Fred Robanis has caught his first fish, 2 pounds, 8 ounces, moves him into 4th place.
He caught a good one. I need me one of them 2 pound, 8 ounces.
I don't really feel like I've figured anything out yet. And just catching one fish is kind of like lucky.
There he is. I couldn't set the hook on him. Come here, rascal.
I told you there's a bass there somewhere. Had to crawl it over that rock to catch him.
1 pound, 6 ounces.
That old bass right there, he lives there. He's black as ace of spades. The other ones are a little whiter. All right.
1 pound, 3 ounces.
That's a smoke bass right there.
Feel like I got an accidental bite. I'm gonna stick with this for another minute or two, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. And ride around, we still got a lot of lake to look at.
But I'm telling you right now, that one before that one was a good one. That one on that point may have been a gar, but that last one I had before that wasn't a gar. It was straight up, it was meat.
£1 pound, 1 ounce.
1-1, at least we're on the board.
Scott Suggs got on the board with 1 pound, 1 ounce. Now 7 out of 8 are on score tracker. You're still in third.
Okay. Now that feels good.
Freaky little bass. Oh, no, you felt like a 5-pounder.
One cast change things here, it looks like.
£1 pound, 9 ounces.
Thank you. One there. Just knowing that brush is there and there was a fish there, I just settled down then. I'd thrown a shaky head in there and stuff and thought that, you know, there might be another way to catch another fish out of that. That brush is thick, it's hard to throw a crankbait through or anything. So I picked up a spinnerbait. Goes to show you there was another fish there, just had a different preference.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing for the Builder's First Source Patriot Cup, presented by Guaranteed Rate from Dallas, Texas.
Seems like it's gonna be a grinder today, boys and girls, children of all ages and sizes. Please fold your tables and seats into their upright positions, because it's fixing to get bumpy.
They tightening up on Andrew.
Things are heating up on this Texas lake. In the last hour, 4 of our pros made their splash on the score tracker, and less than 2.5 pounds separates second place from 7th place. While Jeff Sprague is making a play for first place, it's the elimination line these anglers need to be worried about. At the end of the day, only the top 6 will be advancing to sudden death.
I'm sure somewhere in this marina there's a set of stalls that's got them under it. It's a needle in a haystack trying to find that.
This is the problem with these lakes. It's got so many shad in them. They get really hard to, it gets really hard to fool them suckers. I figured them fish would be healthier than they are, you know what I mean? I figured they'd be old fat, gummy fat, as much shad's in here.
There he is, nice and smooth. That's what I'm talking about. That's a Texas bass.
3 pounds, 8 ounces.
Here we go. 3.5 pounder. Bam. It's a way to get back in it.
Gerald Spore's now on the board. He just caught a 3 pound, 8 ounce bass, moving himself all the way into third.
Only takes one.
The wind was so bad coming through there, I couldn't do nothing but work him out. Well, I could handle him without tearing the boat all up.
I don't know what. I can't catch them, boys. All I can do is jerk when they bite. I can't catch them.
£1 pound, 1 ounce.
All right, spotted bass. Sweet.
Oh, God, that was a giant one. God. Look at the swirl. Dang it, dude, I don't know how to keep them.
Fred, with that fish, that puts you in second place with 3 pounds and 9 ounces. You're
Puts me in
4 pounds.
second?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, this is a tight race. 1 pound, 14 ounces.
That's what I was gonna say, 114. You see what I done that time? I didn't jerk, I just kept winding. They're hitting it so hard. They're hitting it so hard and swimming off with it so fast, it's hard to drive the hook in them.
You have 9 minutes remaining in period 1.
They definitely starting to catch some. So I'm gonna have to step it up, because this ain't gonna be good enough.
Sometimes you gotta learn to rely on that old loose reel to wind faster instead of jerking, and sometimes they bite it so aggressively that what you're doing is you're just pulling, your line's got a big bow in it, and I should have known that off the bat, but it's so hard to just condition yourself to not jerk, you know?
There he is. That feels like it's a good one, too. Had me on that rope, he felt good.
There's a scoreable. Oh, wacky rig fish, huh? 1 pound, 2 ounces.
Bam. I knew he was 15 ounces plus 3 ounce lip. He felt good tied around that rope with my thunder cricket in his jaw.
It's one bite. It's not a giant one, but
1 pound, 14 ounces.
14. We're on the board again. I'm lost no more.
You go so long without a bite, you start battling. You say, what I need to do, what I need to do, what I need to do. Then you get a bite.
3 minutes.
I always do that to myself. Leave myself nowhere to fish. Like 3 minutes, there's nothing to fish.
Spotted bass.
1 pound, 5 ounces.
No wind blowing in here. Perfect, man. We'll be catching more.
Chef Andy Montgomery has added another 1 pound, 5 ounce bass. He now has 5 pounds, 15 ounces, trails you by 2 pounds, 2 ounces. And Alton Jones Jr. has caught a 1 pound, 14 ounce bass. He has 5 pounds, 0 ounces.
We quit catching them. Typical.
20 seconds.
It's a fine line of putting it where you want it and trying not to break it.
I don't really know what to say other than it's tough.
5, 4, 3,
2, 1. Lines out into period 1.
Pretty good period. Me and Thunder's in second. I feel like I'm gonna have to do something else though to make it.
Got lucky I caught that 1 3.5 pounder. Kept me in the game a little bit, but I still got to figure something out.
Hey, it was a good period. We got started to a quick start. You know, first cast, you catch a bass. That's always a good thing.
So we're gonna look around the second period, and we got this in our back pocket. We can come in the third period if we need to, but good start.
It's still tough. It's still fall fishing, you can see that, but they're biting a little bit better. The water temperature's getting down there to where they are starting to get back in there and they can be caught. So we're gonna run back over, knock this old bass cat in the wind, get some things retied. We broke off a couple things and then come back out for period 2. We got 2 more periods to stay in this thing.
Things can go the other way, so we'll see what happens. I think the fishing is gonna get better as the day goes on because it's gonna get warmer. Wind's gonna blow a little more. I know what I'm looking for. Just gotta find some more of it.
You know, the guys are starting to put things together little by little. You see a few more movements on the score tracker, and hey, we gotta just stay on top of ours too. So we got our work cut out for us.
General Tire's Major League Fishing is brought to you by B&W Trailer Hitches, Towing Adventure, Yeti, built for the wild, Builder's First Source, combining to serve you, Mercury Marine, go boldly, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
During the break, after I kind of got that clue that I could get bit on docks, I retied all my baits. I know I need to lock 2 or 3 baits in my hand the rest of the day because the weights weren't very good. You know, guys weren't catching them. One scoreable bass would move me up into 2nd or 3rd place.
I felt fairly confident at the first period break. You know, I just caught a scoreable bass off a bridge. I felt like there was a good number of fish there. I could go back and have a good chance of catching multiple scoreables.
Normally in break, I'm like rigging and I got a strategy going together. I still feel clueless. My game plan was to go back to that general area because it kept me in the cut, but look for something different in that area.
I just fished a whole period, junk fishing, rip-rap, and bridges and marinas and everything else with hardly anything to show for it. So I said, well, let's just go do something completely different.
The water's cooling off. It's getting to the right temperature, but it's not quite there. So I understand that, you know, it's still going to be a little bit tough, but going into that break with a lead and then having a good jump over the cut line on top of that, I was really feeling well, and I couldn't ask for anything more out of that first period.
I'm in second place after the first period. Didn't talk a lot of smack in the break, just sat there thinking, got to find me another marina. I remember seeing one on the way back, so that's where I'm gonna go to start.
While our pros make their adjustments for period 2, let's take a look at the score tracker. Our pros had a busy and productive first period, with every one of them making their presence known on the score tracker. Jeff Sprague is still holding strong at the top and is our builder's first source, Angler 1, heading into the second period. At the elimination line, Gerald Sporer is showing the power one big bass can have. His single bass has him in 6th place and only 1 ounce from 5th.
We're gonna go just check new water, run around. We're by no means safe. You know, obviously being in the lead is a good thing, but it's not like we've got a big lead, you know, and I could tell when we got away from the fish, you know, in that last 30, 40 minutes that it wasn't all that great.
I think if I get in those boat docks, start flipping a Senko or something silly, I might catch some fish.
We're done all my damage yet, boys.
Fish this one little point, and then we're gonna hop over and fish them docks, and then we shoo. I mentioned earlier a place that really turns you on that you can't believe you don't get a bite in. So far, this is one of them.
Bottom. Felt delicious, though.
Stay on, fish. Oh, crap. Stay on. Stay on. I'm going with him. If he falls, he falls. If he falls, he falls.
3 pounds, 9 ounces.
I'll take him all day long. We're back in it. We're back in it. I just didn't know how good I mean, I knew I only had one hook in him. Had gone. That's nerve-wracking.
Scott Suggs just caught a 3-pound, 9-ounce bass. He moved into second. He has 6 pounds, 3 ounces. He's 1 pound, 14 ounces below you.
We have hit that proverbial wall again. I hit it every time we fish. We call it's just those down times. You got to make stuff happen in that downtime.
Pick up a spinnerbait, throw it in there a couple times, nothing. Pick up a dang square bill and boom. Gotta give them some different looks, evidently.
Shad are starting to get a lot closer to the bank. You see that? The bigger ones, anyway.
Like this time of the year, I remember I made a top 10 on Ross Barnett Reservoir, just cranking a dam like this. I mean, they get on this kind of stuff this time of year in a lot of places. Matter of fact, 6 out of the top 10 came off the dam. There he is. I don't know. Maybe.
1 pound, 0 ounces.
Ha, we'll take him. Little bitty tyke. But man.
That'll be a fish landing violation, 2-minute penalty.
Sorry.
15 ounces non-scorable.
Let's try one more time.
All right. 14 ounces non-scorable.
Well, they don't go the other direction when that happens. Bummer. Oh, that's about 2-minute penalty. All right.
£1 pound, 7 ounces.
All right, a little fatty. He's got, you can't see it, I don't know if you can zoom in a little, even for a 1.7, there's a perch tail hanging out of the inside of his mouth. Yeah. Got a little perch tail hanging out. This goes to show you them fish are just, they're starting to eat for the fall, which is good.
Jeff Sprague just caught another one, 1 pound, 7 ounces. He now has 10 pounds, 8 ounces.
Wow. He's probably safe.
There he is.
£1 pound, 6 ounces.
Come on, big boy. I know this is the way to catch your big butt. I know this is the way to catch your big butt.
Stay on there, baby. You got a mouthful of hooks.
£2 11 ounces.
Wesley Strader caught another fish, 2 pounds, 11 ounces, moving him into second place with 8-9.
What's the old saying, don't leave fish to find fish? Tuh. We breaking that rule.
Everything has been on a rock, some type of rock, so. But this just don't seem to be a whole lot of it. And what happens this time of year is when it starts cooling off, those shad, the rocks hold heat. And before they make their migration back out into their winter haunts, they'll gang up on these rocks and they'll feed up on shad for the winter.
Oh, that's a good one. We'll take it all day.
That will be a 3-minute leaving the boat to land a fish penalty.
Listen, I don't always get fish landing violations. When I do it over the rail. Look at that little fat tub.
2 pounds, 6 ounces.
I mean, just, we like to call them full-figured, not tubs. That's a good penalty right there to get, guys.
Score tracker update. Jeff Sprague caught his 8th fish, 2 pound, 6 ounce fish. He now has 12 pounds, 14 ounces. Fred, you still remain in
He's got
place.
something magical going
You're
on.
9 pounds, 5 ounces behind.
It's pretty impressive, if you ask me.
I want you to show you guys why I didn't stay in the boat on that one. One, that rail, if you look at, that's angle iron. So it's real thin on one side. And I could tell that was a heavier fish than just like a 1 pounder. So obviously, supreme confidence in my contra line, my Strike King contra line, but I wasn't gonna take a chance. I needed that fish and I didn't think I could really wrangle him up and over safely. And it's just worth the 3 minutes to get him in the boat, get him weighed, and get him back safe. So, man, that's just awesome.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing for the Builder's First Source Patriot Cup. Presented by Guaranteed Rate from Dallas, Texas.
I'll take him all day long. We're back in it.
We'll take it all day.
Jeff Sprague has entered the double digits. He now has a 4-pound advantage over second place, while Scott Suggs has made a big move into third with the help of a 3.5-pound bass. At the 6th place elimination line, things remain precarious. The difference between 6th place and 8th place is a slim 12 ounces. Today, only 6 anglers will survive.
Obviously, I feel really good about where we're at right now. It's not going to be easy. Don't get me wrong. Not going to be easy to maintain this because we're not catching bass everywhere. If you'll notice, we'll get 2 or 3 bites in a real small area, and when that happens, things are like, you got to land in those little right areas because if you don't, you miss them.
I got one. 3 pounds, 7 ounces. That's a good one.
Brian Thrift just caught a 3 pound, 7 ounce bass. He moved all the way to 3rd place with 6 pounds, 4 ounces. You're still in the lead with 12 pounds, 14 ounces.
Slow down, Thrifty.
I caught a bass. Oh, I caught a bass. Y'all witnessed it too.
Stay on. That's a giant. Stay on. I say a giant. It's a good one. Oh, stay on. It ain't big as the last one, but it's a good one. Had me hung up.
2 pounds, 7 ounces.
2.7. That's a lucky tree.
Honestly, it might be on something small, or because Suggs is probably daubing a worm around or something. You don't never know.
He was so stinking shallow.
Different time of day. I know it gets a little shallower, but this could be money now. The sun's gotten up, it's warmed up. Water's up to 62 compared to 58 this morning.
£1 pound, 12 ounces.
Brian Thrift just caught his 4th bass. He is in 4th place with 8 pounds, 0 ounces.
God dang.
On this lake, what makes a good dock is it's in the water. Because the water is down, and there ain't a whole lot in the water.
I could just figure out a way to catch some fish. Don't tell me that was something just pulled on it while I was sinking right there. Did you see that?
There he is. Good dude. He might make it. I think he'll make it. If he don't, he'll be close.
1 pound, 1 ounce.
Nice. Nice. Well, they just rotate these rocks all day.
Wesley Strader just caught a 1 pound, 1 ounce bass. He moved to 2nd place with a total of 9 pounds, 10 ounces. You still lead him by 3 pounds and 4 ounces.
That ain't much.
That's fish. Biggin. I mean a biggin. What have I got? You believe in that? It's a big old log, and when I hooked it, it took off sideways. Like, gosh, that's a big one. That is the first time I think I've ever had that happen. There he is.
He will. He got sores all over him.
Finally captured us one off a boat slip.
1 pound, 9 ounces.
Little guy. It's all right. Persistence pays off.
1 pound, 7 ounces.
Yeah, I was fixing to say.
He's going in.
He's not pretty, but he'll work.
It's a medium heavy 7 foot, all around great rod. Square billing, you know, light Texas rigging, thunder cricket. I mean, it's just a spinnerbait. It's all around rod. It's kind of my universal rod, and I was really excited to get this thing made with lures. Oh, there's another one. Little guy. Hope he come off.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing.
£3 pounds, 7 ounces. That's a good one.
Brian Thrift has made the shift from Bubble Boy to top spot contender. In the last 45 minutes, Thrift has added 3 bass for over 6 pounds to his total. Suggs, Strader, and Thrift are all roughly 5 pounds from taking down Jeff Sprague, but they have their work cut out for them. Sprague's dock pattern hasn't let him down yet. For more on that, let's go out to Marty Stone for today's 6-hour Success Insight.
When an angler makes marinas a part of his day's work, he better bring his lunch pail because it's going to be an all-day affair. Jeff Sprague on Louisville Lake has done just that. This particular lake, because it's so close to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, has got some monster boats and huge marinas all throughout. But there's something very unique during the fall of the year that makes these marinas special, and that's the fall drawdown. Each and every one of these marinas are located in the front third of the major creeks. And when this water being pulled down, it draws a lot of fish out of the back end of the pockets, whether it's shad, bluegill, and bass. And now they situate up under the marinas, concentrating on the shady side of most of the floats. And here's why it's an all-day affair. It's hard to make a rhyme or reason out of why one slip's better than the other. So what do you have to do? You gotta fish each and every slip. It's slow, it's methodical, and it's often very tedious work. But an angler that makes a commitment that says at the beginning of the day, I'm gonna start at the marinas, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna end on them, especially in a lake like this that's got limited cover with this water being pulled down, that's the angler that's gonna have some success.
Got him. It's a big one. Easy, guys. I don't know how good I got her hooked. There, baby. Come there. I got you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Got her. I got her. Looky there. Boom! Xfinity Pro rod. That is so cool, man. Thunder Cricket.
5 pounds, 1 ounce.
5'1", boys. Look at that sucker. I mean, that's just a beautiful Texas bass. Thick across the back, no giant mouth, just a solid fat chunk fall bass. Ah, love it. That's good times, guys.
Catch one like a 5'9", that'll change up some things.
Sure enough. He can go beat traffic now.
I threw in there, pulled it over a rope, or not a rope, piece of chain, and just boiled. Threw back in there again, and she didn't make the same mistake. She didn't miss the second time. That's awesome.
I just feel like I ain't around them. I mean, can't be that complicated. It's just a matter of being on the right stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Man, I cannot believe how tough it is. I thought you'd be able to get some bites today. Oh, say that and I just get a bite.
That's the biggest fish I've known them caught the last 3 cups that I've been a part of. 5-pounder. Fall fishing at its finest, fellas.
There he is. That's a big one, too. What have I got? Golly bum, I'm talking about I thought I was mashed up on one.
There she is.
£1 pound, 1 ounce.
Ooh. A little skinny guy. That's a resident bass, though, for sure. Just super black, skinny. Little fall bass there. We want to catch them all. We want to catch them all.
Jeff Sprague's last fish was 1 pound, 1 ounce. He now leads with 20 pounds, 9 ounces.
Wow.
Wherever Sprague's fishing seems to be a good spot.
9 minutes.
True story. We're coming right back up here.
Ask and you shall receive.
What up, dog?
1 pound, 7 ounces.
Thank you, boy. Nice. I was just starting to think, man, how can you fish the only dock in the whole pocket and there not be a fish on it?
God, I got a score tracker update. Wesley Strader, I just caught his 7th bass. Weighed 1 pound, 7 ounces. Moved him to 2nd place with 11 pounds and 1 ounce. He's got a 1 pound, 0 ounce lead over you.
Come on, this is a good looking place right here, bro.
2 minutes.
Got you.
How are we on time?
You got 45 seconds. £1 pound, 0 ounces.
All right. Oh, man. That just looked good.
5, 4, 3, 2,
1, end of period 2.
Well, I think we're still in second place. It was a good period. I mean, once again, I had one really good missed opportunity, but that's fishing. You can't get them all in.
You know, that was a good period. A couple of key bites there that really helped out this period to put some distance between us and the pack. It's a lot of fishing by just a few little windows of opportunity where those fish are kind of congregated, it seems like.
Ain't much to talk about there, folks. That was pretty much a disaster. We still in the top 6, but that was a disaster.
I don't know. I still don't know what's going on here. Catching dinks today. And you know there's giants here. That's the thing. I feel like every time, I'm glad I made that adjustment. I took that little topwater bait off, put on a bigger topwater that I'm a little stick, and yeah, I mean, it's making a lot more commotion. Caught a fish, so.
All I'm doing is skipping a thunder cricket around these docks on 20-pound fluorocarbon contra line. That's the new Strike King line from Strike King, obviously. And this is my new rod. It's the Xfinity Pro Series.
But I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over here and drink us a squincher, eat our lunch, and we're gonna come back out in the last period, and see what we can do.
Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. And today, you know, it just seems to be going right. So we're gonna retie a lot of this stuff because we've got a bunch of nicks and things, and we're gonna get right back to it. So let's go do it.
General Tire's Major League Fishing is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. Squincher, hydration that works. Favorite Fishing, the future of fishing. Toyota, let's go places. And by Toro, count on it.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing for the Builder's First Source Patriot Cup. Presented by Guaranteed Rate from Dallas, Texas.
I feel like the Dallas Cowboys choking in the playoffs.
It's a battle between the bottom 4.
The only person catching them is Sprague. He either know it was the lake good, or he knows the pattern to do this time of the year.
What's bad is it looks easy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah.
The anglers are in the final break of Elimination Round 2. While they make their adjustments for Period 3, let's check out the score tracker. With the help of a 5-pound, 1-ounce Berkeley Big Bass of the day, Jeff Sprague is laying the smackdown on the competition. Sprague has a 9.5-pound lead over second place Wesley Strader. For Strader and the rest of these pros, their #1 goal is to finish in 6th place or above. For more on that, let's go out to Marty Stone, who's with the W for today's Yeti Cooler Talk.
You're in good shape. Second place. Sprague's kind of doing his own little thing.
Yeah, yeah, he is. But I can't say I didn't have my opportunities today. I've had some. I haven't executed on a few, but that's just fall fishing. You know, you're going to miss a lot because there's so much bait around. They're just not really eating the bait. And you know, I was throwing a vibrating jig this morning. I think I was 1 for 4 right off the bat. And then earlier I had a 4-pounder on a crankbait and it come off. It's fall fishing. They're trying to eat up before they go into their winter haunts, you know, where they go winter and trying to feed up real good. There's so much bait around, it's hard to compete with that bait.
You got 2 things going on to me, it looks like. One, make sure we make it to sudden death. You can't take it for granted because you said yourself in the 3rd period, these fish are gonna bite, so you gotta get it done. Plus, if you get a big enough cushion, you don't know where you're going, but staying in the rhythm with lakes in the region are very important.
Yeah, it is, and with what I'm doing, I'm running out of what I'm looking for, and I haven't been on the other side of that bridge yet, so I know it's rough on the other side. You know, if Sprague gets out too far, more than likely we're not gonna come back to this same area, so I'm gonna try to chase him down if I can. If I can, it is what it is.
Wesley Strader in great shape in elimination round number 2. Got a little work if he wants to run down Sprague, but looks to be advancing to sudden death. Got 1 more period, though, to finish this thing out.
All right, let's go do this.
Never seen this water in my life. Just kind of me wanting to try something different and get lost in the woods a little bit. 3, 2, 1, go.
Gotta do something different.
We're gonna make that move we talked about. Get out here and run around this marina and then jump back in it. a little bit further up, some areas that we didn't get a chance to look at, and see if we can't get some bites over there. All right, guys, let's get period 3 going on the right direction. Hey, when you're living life right, guys, you're living life right.
1 pound, 15 ounces.
Almost a 2-pounder. That's a big spot in Texas. I mean, we just don't grow them real big, but that's incredible. There's a lot of fish right there.
Jeff Sprague, 22 pounds, 8 ounces. His last was a 1 pound, 15 ounce.
Good for Jeff.
Get up in here. That might be the bite I needed.
1 pound, 3 ounces.
I'm proud of him. Yeah, dang, that felt good.
1 pound, 6 ounces.
Well, I'm all over them 1/6s. I was just putting my foot down to trim the motor, took my foot out of my flip-flop to trim the motor down, and doink, finally caught one out of the mud.
Score tracker update. Andy Montgomery just caught his 6th fish, a 1 pound, 3 ounces. He's now at 7 pounds, 2 ounces.
What stinks is they're on a pattern. They got something going, you know. They got something going. I got nothing. I'm still trying to figure something out. I don't like it.
I'm sitting here thinking, I don't want to have to run to a marina. I don't want to have to run to a marina. I don't want to. Just catch one doing something.
Yeah, that was... I almost went in that time.
I know you did. Go. Come on in here, Daddy. Come on up in here, you big joker, you. Bam!
3 pounds, 6 ounces.
Come on with it. Get off your big lip. That felt so good.
Score tracker update. Andy Montgomery just caught his 7th fish, a 3 pound, 6 ounce fish. He's now in 3rd place with 10 pounds, 8 ounces.
Gosh.
Well, I mean, I had to fish something different. I'd beat them marinas to death. Wasn't doing no good. I wanted to fish some wood in the backs of these creeks, but it's so silted in. And I seen that there's an island right around here that had some bushes on it, and I was going to it, and I seen this pocket, and the wind was just smoking in this pocket. I said, well, let me try that.
I just want one big blow-up, just one. That's all I want.
£2 pounds, 2 ounces.
Well, maybe there's fish in other creeks. At least we got one bite.
Scott Suggs caught another fish. He now has 12.3. His last fish was a 2.2.
So easy and so hard.
You know one thing, I'm happy to have him this late in the game. Been a while.
£1 pound, 6 ounces.
That was fun. Back to back, that's fun. That's what it's about.
£1 pound, 0 ounces.
It feels good. Fishing these little old sticks, wind-blown sticks. Oh, that feels good.
I don't know if this will measure or not. Yeah, I think he will. Yeah, oh yeah. He'll weigh.
£1 pound, 13 ounces.
We'll say that probably sealed the deal right there. I imagine we're going to the next round. The knockout.
score tracker update, Wesley. Scott Suggs, 15 pounds, 6 ounces.
Dang. Dang, he ain't gonna give up, is he? He's my roommate and he's just trying to bite my heels off. What's up with that?
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing.
Come on in here, Daddy. Come on up in here, you big joker, you. Well, maybe there's fish in other creeks.
Scott Suggs and Andy Montgomery have come out of the gate swinging in this third and final period. They've each weighed in over 5 pounds of bass, putting some much-needed distance between themselves and the 6th place elimination line. When the clock strikes 0, only the top 6 anglers will be advancing to sudden death.
This was a good stop. I mean, these fish seem to be the ones I'm catching are in the last 2.5 feet of the depth of the channel. And the key is if you can find a piece of wood. It's been the deal today. It's had to be a piece of wood.
They're gonna think I'm crazy, but I think we're gonna go back over there to them docks and just fish some more of the main docks that I never did fish, that I never got in between, because there was a bunch more that we never hit.
Golly. Somebody just fished his pocket. I think it was Suggs when he caught a couple.
I get hard-headed sometimes too. I want to go do something different, which is the dumbest thing you'll ever hear. Let's go do something different. We've been catching fish all day, we're leading. Let's go do something different.
How about just pull this out? How about that? Pull that out, baby. Woohoo! That's a 3-pounder. That's a 3-pounder.
3 pounds, 9 ounces.
Oh, yeah.
Wesley Strader just caught a 3-pound, 9 ounce. He currently holds a 10-ounce lead over 3rd place, yourself.
Good for the W.
This time of year, fall fish are they're getting fighting back up for their long duration out in the winter time. So, hey, I think we might have figured a little something else out, these little short pockets. Oh, he jumped again. Let me see if I can catch him again. Dude, he karate chopped that thing. I was like,
all right, boys. There he is. Oh, he come off. Oh.
Man, this is one tough fishery. And they don't like me.
Come on, be a 1-pounder.
1 pound, 6 ounces.
Yes, sir.
Brian Thrift's caught another fish. He now is up to 10 pounds, 7 ounces.
Whoever wrote God Bless Texas song ain't never fished Louisville Lake.
I think we're gonna squeak in the cut line, but I mean, you know, being that we've led most of the day, or all day, I'd like to go ahead and just win the round, you know, just for a feather. We don't get anything from it, but you know, it'd be nice to win the round. It's a confidence builder.
There's another. I'll keep.
1 pound, 6 ounces.
Let's get us another.
Yeah, Wesley Strader just caught another fish. He's at his 10th fish. He's got 17 pounds, 6 ounces.
There he is. Stay on there. Oh, you sucker.
Come on. Get a bite and put it in the boat. That's all you gotta do.
Maybe. Man, there's something with this little spot. That's 5 bites I had there today.
1 pound, 2 ounces.
1, 2.
I mean, Sport catches a 2-pounder, 2.5-pounder, he's in. You know what? That's gonna happen in the last 5 minutes. You watch and see.
The drama. It's the drama right now. Need one more bass drama.
You can see my other square bill floating in that tree right there. I broke it off because I don't know why, but they're just getting right here for some reason. I caught 2 here this morning, they didn't score. And I lost 2 and just caught that one right here.
Oh, I just missed one. Dang it. How did I miss him? Whew.
God, he was shallow. I was turning the boat to leave it. I mean, he was shallow.
1 pound, 8 ounces.
Got him. That'll probably do it. That should do it. Dude, that fish was up back there shallow.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing for the Builder's First Source Patriot Cup, presented by Guaranteed Rate from Dallas, Texas. Fred Rambanis is currently below the elimination line. Boom Boom is trying to save his day by fishing different cover options such as riprap, as you can see here in today's favorite fishing overview of the day. We're entering the final minutes of today's elimination round, and we have a nail biter around the elimination line. Alton Jones Jr. currently holds the coveted 6th place spot, but 2 anglers are hot on his heels. If they cannot locate clutch bass quickly, it could spell doom for Fred Boom Boom Rambanis and Gerald Sporer.
I think I'm probably one of the only ones that's never fished this lake before with the water low. Just trying to make up excuses, you know? That's all I'm trying to do.
I'd like to catch a 10-pounder out here in the last.
I'd like to weigh a 10-pounder.
I would too.
Little bitty, but I think he might score. Come on, get off there. He's gonna be super close. He's gonna be super close. That's a pounder, dude. Don't break my heart and say 15 ounces.
1 pound, 4 ounces.
1-4. Okay. I was scared. All right, guys. We caught us one. It's only been like 4 days since we've actually put our hands on a bass, so that feels good.
Score tracker update. Alton Jones Jr. just caught his 3rd fish, a 1 pound, 4 ounce fish. He's now at 6 pounds, 4 ounces.
Kind of disappointed. I would figure the dam would have some fish on it.
Still need to catch one more because that was not a big one. They're still a 2-pounder away.
Biggin. I don't know how good I got him hooked. I mean, he just got him. Oh.
Woo. 3 pounds, 5 ounces.
Texas gold right there, guys.
That might go a pound.
15 ounces, non-scoreable.
Golly. One ounce. I needed 1 ounce.
It's hard to believe a lake where wood plays a big role and you can't get a bite in a beaver hut. It's pretty odd.
If I don't make it, it's on you now.
On me?
Yeah, it's on you.
Well, if you do make it?
You should have held the scales higher and let the wind hit them a little more. We'd have got that ounce.
Well, catch it again, we'll do it again.
When I told you they just get in little wads, like 2 stalls, I had 2 bites, and I fished 50 stalls and didn't have a single bite. So when it's tough like this, I guess you just, sometimes you just got to grind on them, and that's what we're doing.
There's a scoreable.
1 pound, 5 ounces.
Come on with it. I'd like to get the 3rd, then I'll fish. I need to get the 3rd.
See, 1 3-pounder to eat it. Just eat it. There he is. Guys, I got a good one. Okay, it's not that good, but it was a fish.
14 ounces non-scorable.
Non-scorable. I thought he was a really good one at first, but...
Yo.
That's bigger than 1-1.
1 pound, 14 ounces.
Bam.
Wesley Andy Montgomery's moved into third, 16 pounds, 3 ounces. His last one weighed 1 pound, 14 ounces.
He's kind of a couple then, because he was at like 13.
I mean, I'm pretty safe to make it. And I'm pretty sure in my group, if you finish third, you fish the first sudden death round, which is what I want to do. So we're going to see where we stand and see if we need to catch another one or not.
Okay, that's a little better.
£1 pound, 6 ounces.
1.6.
Fred Rambanis just caught a 1 pound, 6 ounce fish, pushing him back into 7th place. He is 5 ounces behind you.
Problem is, it's too shallow for me to just be like, I'm gonna run somewhere else. I gotta troll out of here.
There he is. I don't think he's very big. Doesn't have to be as long as it's a pound, right? You ready?
1 pound, 3 ounces.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Oh my God, dude, that was like a 6 pounder. Why did my line break? That was a big one.
Fred, with that fish, it brings the total to 7 pounds, 2 ounces. You're in 6th place now.
Oh my goodness.
You just crossed the hump.
Oh my goodness.
We have
4 minutes ago.
4.5 minutes left.
Well, I felt it on that cast too. It just went womp womp. It's like, yes.
I guess when I was jerking on it on one of them rocks, I mean, dude, I just pulled on her. Dude, that fish was that deep belly to back. Dude, when she bit, I was like, okay, we're safe. We're done. We're done. You've got to be kidding me.
I'm definitely doing the wrong things today. Like, it's just not the way to win. But I'm just fishing to survive. And even at that, I still felt like there were so many things I could be doing different.
Robana's still in.
My, how things change so quickly. Just one cast.
I've always thought Ike was stupid for breaking rods, but I kind of get it now.
How about out and sweating? He's thinking, it's not gonna happen, it's too good to be true, there's no way that someone's not gonna catch one.
20 seconds.
He's accepting defeat, but fishing hard.
My arms are tired from casting today. I ain't cast in a while like this.
5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
Lines out. End of third period. End of the round.
What a day.
Well, we're advancing to the next round, and we almost pulled it off today. Had some missed opportunities, but we adjusted.
Oof. Well, I knew that fish that I lost was going to come back and haunt me, and it did.
Lake Louisville got me.
Very blessed day, very lucky to come out and do what we did. Put a whooping on them with the old, the new Xfinity Pro.
So we caught 17 pounds, had a really good day. Started out catching them on the Thunder Cricket, the Strike King Thunder Cricket. This afternoon I changed to a spinnerbait, but I got off to a really good start, second place after the first period on the Strike King Thunder Cricket, blade minnow trailer, and look at there, Andy Montgomery pole.
That is what Major League Fishing is all about right there, to the wire, to the last few minutes. I mean, I had 5 minutes left when I caught that fish, but 15 minutes left, I was a pound 14 out, and then I caught one that got me, 5 ounces behind, and then I had to catch another one.
Good job, Fred. You made it happen right there at the end. I could not do it.
And I'm thinking, as long as it took me to catch that first one, I said, there's just not enough time on the clock. That's just not gonna happen. And my rod just went, wow, wow. It was just one of those weird, like, it ate it, got it hooked good, and voila. It was meant to be, I guess. I don't know. I'll take it.
You can't ask for anything more than that than to get your event started off like that.
Good day and bad day, but a better day than a bad day, because we're in.
Today was day one. It's not over. This is just the beginning. We've got the next round, and then we have a championship round if we can get there. So that's what it's all about, and that's what we got to work towards. And hey, we're going to go try one more time, see if we can make it happen. It's good to have a good starting spot, though.
General Tire's Major League Fishing is brought to you by General Tire. Delivers. 6 Sour. Never settle. Abu Garcia. Fish to win. Optima Batteries, the ultimate power source. And by Barbasol Shaving Cream and Razors, a close, comfortable shave for the past 100 years.
Louisville Lake is the arena where today's 8 Major League Fishing pros faced off for Elimination Round 2. With all of the cover this lake provided, our anglers had a multitude of options and techniques at their disposal. Jeff Sprague claimed the lead early in the first period, and he never let go.
Got him.
When Scott Suggs and Wesley Strader began chipping away at his lead late in the second period, Sprague caught a flurry of quality bass and left them in the dust. Going into the final period, the battle for a top 6 finish was in full swing. Andy Montgomery then caught a slew of bass to distance himself from the elimination line. And Fred Rambanis caught just enough in the final minutes to punch his ticket to the sudden death round. Let's catch up with Jeff Sprague to check out his winning baits in Bass Pro Shop's end of the line.
I'm Jeff Sprague, and this is the bait that I used to win my round at the 2022 Patriot Cup. Obviously, I went with white. Fish are really keying on shad this time of the year. This is a 3/8 ounce silver blade. Looks just like a shad coming through the water. We've got the white ice Rage Menace on the back, really mimics a bait fish. And the reason I chose that is because it helps that bait ride higher in the water. And when you're fishing around those boat docks, you want to travel higher in the water column because those fish will position themselves right alongside or right underneath those floats. And you don't want to fish underneath them because the majority of the time a fish will not swim down very often and feed. They want to come up and feed. So that is a big key for me. And this is the bait that I use to win my round.
Love it. That's good times, guys.
With today's win, Jeff Sprague is advancing to sudden death. He'll be joined there by Wesley Strader, Andy Montgomery, Scott Suggs, Brian Thrift, and Fred Rambanis. The Berkeley Big Bass of the day goes to Jeff Sprague. In period 2, Scott Suggs and Wesley Strader began closing in on Sprague's lead, but he shut that down fast with this 5-pound 1-ounce gorilla.
Look at that sucker. I mean, that's just a beautiful Texas bass, thick across the back, no giant mouth, just a solid fat chunk.
Today's Barbasol close shave goes to Fred Boom Boom Rambanis. With under 10 minutes remaining, Boom Boom was just 5 ounces outside the cut. Then he found this life-saving bass that is sending him to the sudden death round. Let's meet up with Marty Stone, who's with today's winner, Jeff Sprague.
I know you. You love to burn down the bank. You love to cover a lot of water. Those marinas, they're tedious. It's an exact cast. I watched you walk down your boat and then get back to the bow and then make another cast. I mean, that vibrating jig had to be right by those floats or right by the big boats. You couldn't really speed up.
No, that's something that it takes time to get that feel and to figure out exactly where those fish want to set up. And what's crazy is, today we fished 50 slips and then you would get a bite and it would be 2 bites, 3 bites, and 2 slips. And then you would go another 50 slips or maybe 100 without a bite. Those fish were in little wads. And so just based on what there is to fish at this lake right now, as the water's kind of low, there's not a lot of the cover in the water to fish. And I felt like that would be a really high percentage area for me to start. And then once I got those bites, I just stayed.
Like you said, it's been 10 years since you fished this thing. I know it's not a home lake, but it's a home state.
Yes, it is. And just being in Texas, it gives you a little bit of boost of a confidence. And that's just because I know on any given cast, it's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-pounder. And it can happen anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's this lake at Lake Louisville or if it's at Lake Fork or Lake Tawakoni, my actual home lake. That is a big confidence, and keep that in the back of your mind, and it keeps that work ethic and that, hey, any cast, it can happen.
Jeff Sprague taking care of business in elimination round number 2, advancing to sudden death, defending home state.
Make sure you tune in next week for elimination round number 3 of the Builder's First Source Patriot Cup, presented by Guaranteed Rate from Dallas, Texas. Until then, thanks for watching General Tire's Major League Fishing.